Joy and Reid had a segment with Ron Insana on that I think hits the nail on the head. I want you to listen to it, and then let's take it on the other side.
Let's talk about that $500 billion. I think for a lot of Americans, they look at some of these big companies that already got a massive tax break, that took a lot of that tax cut, the Bush, Ryan, McConnell tax cut, and stuffed it in the pockets of their CEOs. They used it to buy back their stock, to plus up their stock price. They, in fact, did not give hardly anything to their workers. They did not use it to hire. It's difficult, I think, to explain to the average person why those people should have gotten any money at all. Why don't they just use the money that they got back from that tax cut?
Well, there's some problems here. I mean, the money, number one, has been spent, or they borrowed the money in order to finance the stock buybacks at low interest rates. I was among the people who opposed the Trump tax cut on those very grounds, that the additional monies, the repatriated profits from overseas, would be used to buy back stock, raise dividends, not go into capital expenditures, not go to workers, not go to wages. That turned out, as you said, to be the case. I think now, sadly, it's too late. Do we not prop up the airlines and let them go out of business, or go into bankruptcy proceedings where, again, they'll renegotiate labor contracts with their unions? Or do we simply, bite our lip, as much as we hate to do this, and make sure that our airlines, the critical industry in the United States, don't go away? Do we prop up Boeing with $17 billion, being the nation's largest exporter, around 2 million jobs altogether, when you take into account of the various suppliers that provide parts and services to Boeing? Do we let them go and suffer those 2 million job losses? It's one of those decisions you never want to have to make, and it's the second time now in 10 years that we are making decisions like this. This is going to be such a deep recession, however short it may last, that we, in a certain sense, as we couldn't afford to let the banks fail, we also can't afford to let large corporations fail. There will be strings attached to the money this time around, thank goodness.
Yeah, the super rich are all socialists when they run out of money. It's funny how that works, right? They think for poor folks it's moral hazard, but for them it's need.
First of all, I kind of get tired of the false premise that we couldn't let the big banks fail, that we can't let the corporations fail. The reality is we can let the structure of those particular entities fail. What we needed to have done, let's say back in 2008, is nationalize the banks. They have proven unworthy of being able to maintain their status. So therefore, they don't have a right to exist. How many of us get second chances? By the way, they're doing the same things again. They're doing the same kind of leveraging again. Now, when it comes to the corporations got these big tax breaks. They always talk about moral hazards. The reason why they don't want to give certain kinds of social structures to the average American citizen is because the potential for moral hazard. Well, there has always been moral hazards in the corporate domain per se. Now, as far as the airline and the big companies are concerned, we don't want them to have to lay off those workers. So yes, we should provide some sort of help. But here's the help that we need to start taking seriously. If we put money into these particular airlines and other major corporations, then the state, the shareholders, we the people, put that money into the corporations and make them whole. But we own portions of it. We the people. If we the people are providing the money, we the people can own parts of it, which means also we the people make a portion of the profits, which can go back into our coffers and which can take care of a whole lot of great issues for the American citizens. Medicare for all, family leave, student debt relief. There's a whole lot of things we can do. They faltered. They got $1.5 trillion. They never put that money back into the economy. Instead, they kept it for a few by inflating the price of stocks with stock buybacks and giving great bonuses to their people. They do not deserve unwarranted help. What they deserve is, yes, to stay alive, not for the executives, but to stay alive for the workers. And then in the process, we the people take partial ownership of these corporations. And then when the profits come in from these corporations, we take those profits for the social state, where we can take care of people and make people's lives much better. No longer the 1% gets all the profits out of the labor of us all. That is what we can use right now. We can use this downturn. We can use the help that we have to give to these corporations, a structural method to finally have a way that what we all work for, we can benefit from. I'm Egberto Willies, host of Politics Done Right, an independent news program. I post several news videos of interest every day. I ask you so kindly to subscribe to my channel, and please leave me some comments. Thank you very much.